Hi, thank you for enrolling in my series of videos. In this video, we are going through the basics. These are the items on the agenda. What are the plugins I used? Plugins are packages of codes written by wonderful people to perform specific functions, and they released it for public use on the internet. I want those functions, but I do not want to reinvent the wheel. That's why I use plugins. There are two plugins that I used. I will include their links in the video description. The first plugin I use is this PHP login system. The second plugin I use is this, the K-Editor by Kademi. If you have watched my previous video, you will find this demo of this plugin very familiar. Basically, I use it to generate the HTML codes. I then output the generated HTML codes to a database to be stored and retrieved in the future. If you are already familiar with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, MySQL, you just need these two plugins and you can proceed with the course. If not, I strongly recommend you start with some basics. To find some basic courses, you can go to Skillshare, search for HTML and take any of these courses. Or you can go to YouTube, search for HTML, CSS, JavaScript tutorials. Let's take a look at this. They go through Bootstrap. We'll be using Bootstrap as a CSS framework and jQuery as well. After you have mastered HTML, CSS and JavaScript, you also need to know PHP and MySQL. PHP deals with interactions with the server and the database. MySQL is the database we'll be using. To find some basic courses, you can go to Skillshare, search for PHP MySQL, try some of these courses. Or you can go to YouTube, search for PHP MySQL, try out a few of these videos. One important point to take note when you are learning PHP MySQL is CRUD. CRUD stands for Create, Rewrite, Update, Delete. Create is how you create new data in the database. Read is how you retrieve data from the database. Update is how you change existing data on the database. And delete is how you remove data from the database. If you rather dive in without bothering with the basics, follow these steps to set up a local server environment. Google XAMPP, click on the first result, download the version that is suitable for your platform, install it, take note of the directory where you install it. After you run it, you should see the XAMPP control panel that looks like this. Start the Apache engine. You might need to close Skype and TeamViewer before you can successfully run it. Click on Admin. This is a server environment to run our PHP codes. Go to the directory where you installed XAMPP. Open the htdocs folder. This is your root folder. This is where you place your files. For example, let's create a folder. We call it example. In this folder, create a file called index.php. In this file, type the following codes: php echo hello world testing 1 2 3. Close. Save it. Go to your browser. Type in localhost/example. You should see what you have typed in earlier. Congrats on your first PHP page. And I've also mentioned in the previous video that you should have an IDE. I use atom.io. If you do not have it, download it. And I'll see you in the next video.